Namaskar and welcome to Jeevan Pravaas Life Mentoring Services. My name is Naveen Badinarayan and I'm the co-founder of this social entrepreneurship. This social entrepreneurship is primarily targeting the non-traditional learners. What are these non-traditional? Who are these non-traditional learners? I am looking at parents and children who are not inclined towards academics. If you look at the research, what has brought out that there are multiple intelligences. However, there is an unnecessary too much of focus only on the analytical intelligence, which is also called IQ, in our schools and in our competitive exams and most of the education systems that you look around. What we are trying to bring out here is that if we are able to target and identify the multiple intelligences and the various inherent strengths of the children who are not necessarily inclined towards academics, I do not mean that they are not intelligent, but they are intelligence is are different and they've got amazing capability of doing various things in this world. So if we start looking at these kind of intelligences, there is amazing opportunities available for everyone. While saying this, I'm very emphatic in saying that there's going to be an amazing thing that's going to happen, that you will find that these children also start performing well in academics. Why? Because interest gets generated. And that's the entire concept of Jeevan Pravas, that we have to enjoy the journey. It is not sufficient to have a destination. It is very, very important to start enjoying the journey as a student, as an early career professional, as a mid career professional. Everybody needs to start enjoying their journey, and that happens only when your true interest gets excited or generated in a particular area. And that is what Jeevan Pravas is going to focus on. So non-traditional learners involves people who are very good in sports, very good in design, art, any kind of physical work that they people like to do, or maybe somebody who is generic and likes to handle a lot of people and very good at management. There are so many areas, and the world is open. So with the research that we have, with the methods that we have, we are going to empower and facilitate parents and children to remove all their anxieties, all their tensions about the future, what they are going to do, how they are going to study, which college they're going to get enter. All these things are going to be taken over by Jeevan Prabhas, and we're going to provide a beautiful solution which is going to build a lot of happiness and relieve all the tensions of parents, as well as generate a lot of interest and motivation in children to perform well in whatever they are doing today, not only academics but also extracurricular activities. Coming to that point, Jeevan Pravas has got a unique solution, and this solution is not just about career or just about getting into a particular higher education, which is of course one part of the story, but we are looking at a quadrant, and this quadrant has got four development avenues. Number one, to develop your intellectual capital, which is needed to get into the industry, to build your skills, to build your competences, and ensure that you get into the proper colleges and do well in your studies, as well as get prepared to enter into the world of work. But the second part of it in second quadrant is about developing a social capital, which is equally important, which is about your emotional quotient, which is about developing relationships, developing networks, developing communication skills. All this is very, very important in today's day and age, which also is a part of the development activities that Jeevan Pravas would offer to the parents and children joining us. And the third quadrant, which is very, very important and critical, and you will all agree with me that physical health is one of the most critical aspects, which is most of the times getting neglected, especially when a child enters into adolescence. Now what happens is, if the physical health is not taken care of, the hormones that get released when you do exercise are not going to get generated, and that creates a lot of problems even when a child studies. We have got research to show that people who actually are doing physical activities and actually participating in sports actually start getting more interested when they are studying, and their efficiency in studies also improves. So that's a third quadrant. And the fourth quadrant is what we call it as the mental health. And it's very, very important today, especially in today's day and age, to have a child who understands what is mindfulness, who starts looking at focusing better concentration, using simple techniques and simple methodologies. And the whole beauty of this whole mentoring program is that this becomes like an atomic habit that gets generated where we have a holistic development pattern that is introduced or inculcated into a child's life. Most importantly, this is not just about a child, it is about the entire family. What we believe is when the child enters into the adolescent stage, the relationship between a parent and a child becomes very crucial and critical to monitor and to enable a lot of happiness and a lot of well being in the entire life of the child as well as the parents. Because if we miss out on this adolescent stage, yeah, and in a tension and an anxiety about their future, parents are missing out a beautiful golden period of time. And we want that every household, every family, the parents and children are more like friends. They interact with each other. We are empowering that through this program. So we are developing a parent community and a children's community and alumni network which will work together to enable more happiness, more cheer, and great performance in their careers. What more can you want? So looking forward to meeting a lot of you in this exciting and powerful journey ahead. Thank you.